Hi, welcome to The Guy with the Hook, me, Mark. It has been a while since I last made a video, and it's not my natural habit, but for this occasion I thought it would be fun to make a new one, because I have something exciting to announce, and actually we're going to talk about two things today. The first is something new. Well, actually both things are new, but the first thing is a new concept coming up, and the second one is a new crochet pattern coming up, and those two things are connected, and so I'm gonna talk about a little about those things today, and well, I hope you like it, and you definitely love what I have come up with this time. So let's start with the first thing. A little introduction to it. I have made 3 books in 4 years, and that was a roller coaster. I definitely had fun things, but there were also very much downsides about it. And I'm not gonna talk about details here because there's a lot going on behind the scenes about it. But last year I published my 3rd book, Memory, totally on my own. I did everything myself, and I learned a lot from that progress, and especially things that were good but also could have been better. But I definitely had a clear vision of ending the line of books. And I will not say I will never create a crochet book once again, but for now it's done, it's fine. It takes a lot of time, it's time consuming to create a book, to write the patterns, because, well, it's not one, it's at least 10 to 12 patterns for each book that you have to come up with. The amount of work going into creating a book is huge, and I love to do it, but it's definitely not in my agenda for now to do that once again. And very important, the fun to make a book is definitely not the mood I'm in right now at the moment. So therefore it was a good decision to say, okay, we have 3 books. It's a lovely trilogy. They all connect together. They all are made in the same way, and therefore I thought it would be a good thing to end it, to definitely go on with something new. Well, and of course after the 3rd book was published, I started thinking about how can I continue on with published work, but in a way it definitely gives me less work, in the meaning like spending months on something instead of weeks. And how can I have a good connection from books with lots of stories and good crochet patterns into something new? Well, and of course Mark is never done with ideas and inspiration and that kind of things. So of course there was a new idea coming up. And that idea we're gonna talk about first, and it was a magazine. And of course many of you already know I also have the printed booklets. That's our small paper booklets with crochet patterns in it. But that's only to fulfill the wish of people who like a printed pattern on paper. So these days if I publish a pattern, most of the time I'll offer it in a digital, so what a word, in a digital way, in a PDF file. But for those who definitely still love a paper version, there is a printed booklet, and it's working pretty fine, because for both options there are definitely people, and I'm glad to offer both of those services, and definitely because there is a market for both, so I don't have to argue or disappoint someone in this way. But talking about a magazine is definitely no booklet. In a magazine I had the idea to indeed connect a crochet pattern, and definitely a bigger one. But the magazine definitely also had to hold some extra information and extra entertainment, because a magazine normally is also made to entertain you and to keep your interest, and it must be fun to look at it, and therefore I wanted to create something new in a magazine, but that actually had most of the same, like my book says, like there is a story to read or something to see, but there is also a crochet pattern in it, and that makes a book more valuable, because it's not only a simple crochet pattern book, like something you can make out, but it's also, it has an extra layer. Like it's also fun to just take and sit on the couch, drink a cup of tea and look at it, read it, and that's what I wanted in the magazine as well. And well, I think I'll have succeeded in that. So let me first show well, this new magazine. We start with edition 1, of course, it's the first, and this will definitely be something very exciting but also scary at the same time, because I think I've done a lovely job and I definitely love it the way how it turned out, but it's up to you guys to tell me and definitely let me see what you think about it. Because I really don't know. The people around me who have seen it are definitely very, very excited about it, and lots of credits are earned, but the big crowd out there has to definitely first explore it for themselves. But I'm talking way too much. Here it is. It's a bit shiny, and the light is actually giving it a very shiny glimpse, but I do hope you can see it well. And anyhow, it doesn't matter. You can also watch the YouTube video, the other one. I have also uploaded a YouTube video in which you can look through the whole magazine to also get an idea what's inside. So I will tell a short version about it. This first magazine, it's printed on very good quality paper. The outside is a glossy version, because I definitely think a magazine deserves some shiny coating, and well, it just looks more luxurious. The inside doesn't have that, it's just regular paper on the inside, but good quality. And of course this first magazine is connected to a new crochet pattern. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. And that crochet pattern is called Bohemian Rhapsody. Well, I think that title actually explains the most about the theme of the pattern already. But let's talk something more about the magazine first, because well, it's definitely a beautiful magazine. It's actually big and pretty. It's not a simple, small, flat book. And as said, the magazine holds the new crochet pattern. But besides that, there is also a lot of information to find about facts about... well, let me first explain. The magazine is called Bohemian Rhapsody. Of course, it's the biggest, greatest song of the rock band Queen. This is the theme of the magazine, and of course, besides the crochet pattern, there can also be found lots of facts and fun things to read about Queen, things about Bohemian Rhapsody, but most of all, and that's definitely about what the pattern is, an explanation and a meaning of what Bohemian Rhapsody actually tells you, what the song is made for, and what the words and the lyrics used in it what they mean. Because Freddie Mercury wrote the song and definitely had a meaning of what to tell you, and what his feeling was about using some lyrics and some kind of words, explicit words in the song. And I feel most of the time a lot of people definitely love the song, but not really understand the true meaning of those words he's saying in the song. And of course there's also a personal opinion about the lyrics from my side, so it's not that I'll definitely know what he means, but I also had done a lot of I have done a lot of research about the song and what the band Queen told about it themselves, and that can also all be found in here. You will have 6 different chapters in the magazine, and each chapter will tell you some more about the song, what it means, what's all behind it. And so there's a lot of extra information and things to read and see, and of course there are a lot of photos out of the 80s in it, and well, so it's definitely, you can definitely call it a magazine. It's not just a static crochet pattern in a book. And of course I think the outside already shows it, because it's very colorful, and of course it has a different backside as well. Just explore it, and if you want to see more, please look at the other video where you can look through the magazine, so you get an idea of how it definitely looks at the inside, because I think that's important as well. And I'm talking about a crochet pattern all the time, but you might think, okay, on this cover you can already see 2 small photos, which gives a hint to what this crochet pattern might be. But I can imagine you want to see the crochet pattern itself, because Bohemian Rhapsody doesn't ring a bell probably when it comes to crochet, because the song is definitely famous, but how do you translate this into a crochet pattern? And that is what we're going to talk about in a second here. So let me first grab it, because of course I'll have it with me. I have made Bohemian Rhapsody in a blanket. And it was a definitely, let me first tell that Queen, Freddie Mercury, as a rock band and as an artist and as an person of interest, are an inspiration for me, has been always. And the music, the person, Freddie as person, is definitely an example of how you can grow as a person, and also have the confidence and the courage to show yourself to the world the way you want it to be. And that has always been and still has been a big inspiration for me personal. But of course, besides that, I definitely love their music and I listen to it a lot. And I wished I have lived in the 80s already, so I could have seen them definitely live, or at least hearing on the radio, or seeing them at Top Pop or whatever. But well, I'm a bit younger, so I'll have to step in a bit later on the train of Queen. And that doesn't matter. I mean, you feel it or you don't feel the music, and that's with all music and all artists, and that doesn't matter. I think many of us still appreciate what Queen has done, and what Freddie Mercury as a person meant to the world. But so it wasn't for me a definitely hard decision to, once again, I'll have done a self-portrait of Freddie Mercury in crochet work earlier, about 3 years ago. But that was very static, like, okay, take an image of Freddie and translate it into a crochet pattern. That was the easiest way to connect crochet work to Freddie Mercury. But taking a song of Queen and definitely Bohemian Rhapsody and translate it into crochet work was definitely a harder job to do. And still I was very eager to do it, and I'll definitely did a lot of research about what is this song about, what does it tell us, what is the meaning of some words in it, how can I translate some sentences out of the lyrics into my work, and what is workable in stitches. And so that is something I'll of course explain in the pattern itself. Whether you buy a digital version of the pattern or you buy the magazine, in both ways you will definitely find out how I have translated each part of the lyrics from Bohemian Rhapsody into a part of crochet work. But let me explain a little about, because you have definitely already seen the blanket itself in, can I show you the right way? Yes. Well, I cannot show it fully, but you have definitely seen already pictures on my social media whatsoever, and I will definitely also post a lot about this blanket. But just looking at the center of this blanket gives already away the first part you start with on this blanket. And let me explain something about, because you see definitely, you see four eye motifs in a square shape. And let me explain something about what this has to do with the start of this crochet pattern and how it connects to the lyrics. Because first of all, you see the color yellow. And Freddie's favorite color was yellow. You can definitely see that in his Wembley performance, where he wears this yellow leather jacket. And he definitely told us many times in interviews that yellow was his favorite color to wear, but also in daily life. That's why the pattern starts in yellow. But you also see four eyes together. And of course, Queen existed out of four members. So each eye is also representing one of the members of Queen. Then there is in the first lyrics the word I. Now, well, a more easy way to connect this thing there isn't. But there is also another reason I use the I motif. And that's because Freddie was born and raised in a different country than he lived in further on in his life. And he was raised with the belief of the Zoroastrian, I really don't know if I'll pronounce this right, but in a religion where the I motif is seen as a negative thing. And therefore the I motif was definitely important to Freddie as a person, because there was a deeper religion to it. And that's why I also chose to use the four eye motifs, as it's also a connection to Freddie Mercury himself. And well, that's only the first part of this blanket, which already connects to probably 4 or 5 reasons to do the thing I did. And that will continue on in each part. So you will find bullets, you will find blowing wind, you will find thunderbolt and lightning, and you probably will recognize already some sentences out of the song already. And even if you don't know the song at all, it's probably a fun way to discover and explore it and find out how actually beautiful this song is and what a masterpiece it is, but also what is all behind it. There's so much story and so much to tell about, and what more fun way is to crochet a beautiful piece of work, but also discover and read those things together. And that's what this pattern is all about, and I really do hope I'll honored Queen as band and Freddie Mercury as person. And I definitely didn't want to make a one-on-one, like, well, of course you could have chosen to take a cover of an old CD or a vinyl plate or whatever from them, or an iconic photo, but that's not what I want. I wanted to use all my creativity in this piece as well. And even if you don't like Bohemian Rhapsody as music or as song, I think this blanket, besides that theme, also works, because the blanket itself does not right away give away the hint of Bohemian Rhapsody. So I think for both ways are this blanket is also perfect. You don't have to like Queen, or you don't have to like the song Bohemian Rhapsody so much to work on a beautiful pattern as well. Then there is maybe something important to tell, because I have chosen to create this beautiful blanket in Schepjes Katona, which is a mercerized cotton, and my version holds 22 colors, and because I definitely love to work with color and to connect and blend colors, and that's something with Schepjes Katona is perfect for, because there are 109 colors, and they are available in 10, 25 and 50 grams of the balls. So you have very small balls but also bigger balls, and that's perfect for a pattern like this, because sometimes you use a bit of a color, but sometimes you use a lot. But the downside of Schepjes Katona is it's a very thin yarn, so the outcome of the blanket is not that big. And I can imagine if you have a king size bed, you definitely don't want a size like this. And so, of course, Schepjes also has a thicker cotton line called Callista, and the colors are similar to the Katona version. So if you like a cotton blanket in the same colors, you can definitely also choose to use Callista. Just take the same amount of meters of yarn used, and you will get the same outcome, only much bigger, because this is crocheted on a needle 3 millimeters, and Callista is at least 5, so it will definitely get twice as large as it is now. But I'm talking here about Schepjes yarn, and I definitely realize maybe somewhere around the globe on the other side you don't have the option to get this yarn, or you don't want to use this type of yarn. That's also a possibility. So let me say, if you want to use another type of yarn, or you like to use another brand or less colors or whatsoever, please always, it's very simple. Each part of the blanket is built up out of different colors, but all in the same color range. So the second part, for example, is orange, but it's built up out of 4 colors of orange, from light to dark. And that's actually what each part will hold. Some parts are built up out of 3 colors, as example, the third part is red. It's built up out of 3 colors of red, from light to dark. And that's the most important thing to create the same idea. If you want to use another type of yarn, just pick out different shades of the same color. So if you have blue and there are 4 colors of blue used, just pick 4 colors from light to dark and you have the same. It doesn't matter how thick or thin your yarn will be, or what it exists from, or where it comes from, which brand, that doesn't even matter to anything. But if you want to create the same type of blanket in a different type of yarn, that's it, that's the whole idea behind it. And of course I've also let this pattern be tested, and my tester has used just a yarn cake ingredient yarn changes, which also works pretty fine for it. So that's taking away the option of using so many colors, but just one ball besides 2 contrast colors, and that works out pretty fine as well. But there is also the same thing, a version in, for example, Escapist Whirl, which is a gradient yarn cake, also delivers a smaller outcome. So that's also important to know. However, you can go wild on colors. You can do whatever you like. You can also take 2 colors and just crochet it the way you want. I have chosen a rainbow theme because I definitely thought it would be suitable to this whole thing. And definitely if you understand the meaning of Bohemian Rhapsody and the deeper layer, and actually the sad story of Freddie Mercury, how his life began and how lonely and how hard his path has been, a rainbow theme is definitely in line with the whole concept. And I love working with colors, so I definitely made a very clear choice to bring this out in a rainbow version. But that's up to you. You can do anything you like, and of course I'll rely on all of you using your creativity and doing it the way you want it to be. And do I need to tell more? I think it's clear. You have seen the magazine. It is available in my Etsy shop. I definitely don't know how it will turn out. It can be, I'll have a first print and it can be sold out in a day, or maybe I'll have to, even make it cheaper after a few months. I really don't know. We'll see. And you have seen the magazine so far. You have seen what Bohemian Rhapsody is. I've told you some things about it. If you have any more questions about the pattern or the magazine, you can definitely leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. If I don't answer them that quickly, because, well, I have many things to do on a day, you can also send me an email through my website as you definitely want to have an answer faster. That's all possible. And well, I do hope you like this new pattern. I do hope you like my new concept, and hope to see you in the next video. And maybe, this has been a long time since I've made a video, and maybe if you loved seeing this video, let me also know, because it might be the start of creating some new videos on YouTube as well. I'm planning on making some new technique videos, because there are knitting patterns coming up, so I'll definitely want to make some videos explaining some of the harder knitting stitches. And I also play with the thought of making some crochet videos as well. So that's all for the future. I don't really know when it will happen or how fast, but it's all in the head, and I'll have to divide my time very clever, because I have a lot of things to do these days. Anyhow, thanks for watching, and if you're gonna purchase the magazine, read it, make the pattern in any way, even if you bought it digital or you have the magazine, I do hope you enjoy making this pattern as well, and see you next time.